everybody. That's Pam with Perfectly Holistic. Welcome back to Energy Testing Live. It's Thursday night, and I am so excited to be back with you guys again tonight. So, if you are watching, I love to see who else here. Say hello. Let me know where you're coming from or where you're watching from. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time tonight. Hey, Angela. Hey, Robin. Hey, Laura Lee. It's great to see all of you here. So happy December. Can we believe it? It's December 1st. Only 24 more days until Christmas, right? I hope you're ready. Um, yeah, so we've got a lot of fun tonight. We have 5 little kitty cats I'm going to do some testing on. And some of these are a little more complicated cases, and some are probably a little more basic. So I kind of got a little mixture here for us to go through. First of all, I wanted to just wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah. I will not see you again on Energy Testing Live until January. So definitely wanted to send all those wishes out for a happy holiday season. The season is here. Hey there, Jessica. Hope you're feeling better. And yeah, we're going to be testing Sissy tonight. We're going to be testing Emmett, Wally, Barney, and Shotgun. So I am hoping that all of those cat mamas are here. I know 3 of them are, so we'll wait for the others to pop in. So do you guys have any questions before we get started, just in general? If so, hey there. Bayla's here all the way from Canada. It's probably freezing up there right now. Y'all have snow yet? Probably so. Hey, Robin. And yes, Megan's here. Shotgun's mama. So I think this is your first time. Is this your first time to join us? Maybe so. Maybe not. Okay, so let me recap what... Oh, so Angel, I'm seeing your comments. You can't see any other comments. You may have to, like, you're watching from Facebook, so you may have to like click on the comments under the live section to view them all. I can't watch the Facebook page and do this at the same time. I can see all the comments come through, so you may have to kind of play around with that a little bit. Okay, so let's recap what muscle testing is, or energy testing. Energy testing is when you use a modality other than your fingers or your body. So I use a pendulum, and tonight I'm using a beautiful tiger's eye pendulum. It is one of the crystals that I've always been drawn to. And so I smudged it so it is cleared. No energy attachments to it, so I can get really clear, precise answers tonight. Muscle testing or energy testing basically is a type of energy medicine modality where we tap into the wisdom of the body by asking questions. And typically, if you're using a pendulum, you can have questions or make statements. And they have to be very specific, and they can't be combination questions. So we have to narrow things down one thing at a time. And I am using the pictures of the cats that the cat mamas sent me. And basically what I do is I can tap into their energy, because energy is not limited by time and space. So it's a quantum physics principle. And basically their resonance on their body can be determined whether it's in person or remotely. And I do everything remotely. I also wanted to just remind you guys that muscle testing does not diagnose, treat, or cure. That's not the intention, but it can give great insights and to find out what resonates as a stressor, where the imbalances are in the body, if there are sensitivities like to food and chemicals, environmental things like that, allergens. So when you can get that information, then you can determine what the body needs to rebalance itself, put itself back into homeostasis. What kind of support do the systems need or organs need in order to help the body heal itself? Because I don't heal the body heals itself. So want to say a quick shout out to Casey from Chicago and Betsy. How are you guys? Thank you for being here. Okay, so anybody have any questions just in general about energy testing or muscle testing? If so, drop them in the comments. I will try to answer those as we go through. And You guys just missed Aylin. She was just here, and I think she's running around here somewhere. But she jumped down like 10 seconds before we went live. I'm like, darn, maybe she'll come back. So, okay, so Bayla says, do you have any suggestions for hyperesthesia? Yes, and that's a complicated question because we have to find the cause of the hyperesthesia. So it can be toxins in the body, that can be sluggishness in the interstitium, which is the fluid between the organs and the skin. It's not the blood, but it's all the fluids in the body between the organs. And that's where your hormones go through. That's where your chemical messengers go through. Your lymph, lymph fluid, all of that goes through there. And if that is stagnant, if there's a lot of toxin buildup, then you can get the hyperesthesia symptoms. So we have to figure out what the cause of the symptoms are and then address that. And, in some cases, we need to add binders that bind the toxins to help pull them out of the body much faster. But you want to make sure that the lymphatic system is moving and flowing. You want to make sure that all the drainage pathways in the body are open so that those toxins don't get stagnant and stuck in the body, because that's when things can get really crazy. Your symptoms may increase. So if there's a lot of stagnation, we probably need to look at lymphatic support and definitely liver support, because the liver is the detox organ that processes all the waste and filters all the toxins from the blood. So if that liver gets overloaded and way too many toxins, its performance drops way down. It can't handle it. So it gets stuck, it gets sluggish. And so adding something like milk thistle can go a long way for supporting the liver and improving that lymphatic support. So that was a long answer to your question, but like I said, that is a very complicated situation. So we have to go slow. Okay, so tonight we are going to start with Megan's sweet little boy shotgun, and I am going to share my screen. Give me a second here. And we're going to move over to, okay, let me see if you guys can see here. This is little shotgun. What a cutie pie. Okay, so Megan says, shotgun showed up as a stray 2 months ago with an injured eye. He's adjusting well, but lately has started fighting with one of the dogs, and she will egg him on to start the fight. So I'm going to start with, my intuition is just telling me this could be a couple of things. It could be emotional stuff, and it could be she wants to be top cat in the family. It could be that she wants to play. So we're going to find out we're going to ask a few questions. So first of all, let's see what we got here. So shotgun. Emotions are resonating really big for me right now. So let's find out, are there emotional blocks for shotgun at this time? Yes. So let me remind you guys, when my pendulum swings to counterclockwise for me, that's counterclockwise for you guys if you're watching because it's reversed. My clockwises are yes, and my counterclockwise are no. So whenever there's a positive, it's going to swing like this. And when there's a negative, it's going to turn around and go the other direction. And no, I did not stop that myself. It just does that when I change the words. So shotgun, are there emotional blocks for him at this time? Yes. Is the dog a stressor at this time? Yes. Obviously, the dog is a stressor. Are your encounters with the dog attempts to play? No. Were you hurt by a dog? Yes. So he may have, it's likely that he maybe got injured. Maybe the dog is a stressor because it reminds him of, maybe he was attacked by a dog. Maybe that's how his eye got hurt. So if we did some energy work to clear emotional blocks and clear the dog as a stressor, as well as maybe the traumatic event of how he hurt his eye, that would be something to look at, because I can imagine from his perspective, whatever did that damage was probably a very traumatic experience for him. So I'm going to ask Are there traumatic events that can be cleared for you? And I'm getting a yes. Okay. So is this traumatic event related to your eye injury? Yes. So I would do some mind, body, spirit release. It's a service that we have for pets as well as people. But I would do a session for him to clear the cellular imprints from the trauma of that experience and to clear the dog as a stressor so that those cellular imprints are erased, so to speak, and released from the body. And he can let that go as a stressor. So that is my that's my insight for that. And then let's see. I'm just curious, are there any underlying health conditions at this time? I'm getting a no. So that's good. Um, was he abandoned? No. Did he get lost? Yes, he got lost. So he was probably somebody's pet and got out or something. Maybe they moved and he got out, he got lost. I'm not sure that his history, but that's very, very interesting. And how lucky he is to have you as a mama. So I hope I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to stop share for a second. And then, Shadi, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, Shotgun. Little girl. Thank you for saying that. I'm so sorry. Totally offended, Shotgun. Okay, so yes, that's what I would do for her. And Bayla says I would be treating the dog. Once you treat the cat who has the issue, the dog may calm down. The dog may settle down because he's no longer a target. So, okay, she says, oh, the dog could use some help too. He's older, becoming cranky. Yeah, the thing is, when you have interactions like that with pets, it's most beneficial to do both animals because you can clear one pet, but the other pet is still holding on to those things, whatever those are. And so if you clear both, it's like wiping the slate clean for both animals and you have the most success. But yeah, that's something to consider for sure. Okay. So do you have any other questions for me, Megan, before we move on? And I know there's a little bit of a time delay, so I'll give it a few seconds. Okay, perfect. All right. So we are going to move on to Angela. And I'm going to go over here to Barney. So this is Barney. And Angela says Barney appears to be showing symptoms of FHS, that's feline hyperesthesia syndrome. But the vet says it's allergies to fleas, but I feel there may be more to it. He doesn't seem to scratch excessively, but there's the FHS symptoms and pulling out his hair. Steroid shots do seem to help, and he gets Cat Calm, OxyCat, or ViraCat, and Catalyst. Those are all great products. So we want to find out. I don't like to use the label FHS. So I'm gonna be more specific with questions. First of all, let's rule out something. So for Barney, testing for Barney at this time, do any parasites resonate with him? No. So no fleas, mites, no mites. So no mites, no fleas, no parasites. So this is something else. Let's go to, okay, my goal, as you know, is to always find the source, find the root cause. So let's find out, is the excessive biting, pulling out his hair, type of symptoms related to foods? I'm getting a yes on food. So food sensitivities resonate with us big time. Okay. And just are there environmental toxins? Are there biotoxins? Are there environmental chemicals? No. So all these are no, by the way. So is food resonating? Food. So let's go back and I'm going to come over here real quick because I want to see your comments. So tell me what he's eating. That's what we need to know. We need to know what Barney eats. Specific proteins, dry food, wet food, combination. I mean, I can test, but I want to get your input. I'm not sure if you're still here. Okay, I'm going to come back over here to the picture because I don't know where Angela went. Okay, so is wet food a stressor? No. Is dry food a stressor at this time? Dry food is a stressor. Any corn, wheat, soy, tapioca, cassava, any legumes. I'm getting a yes on legumes. So there's probably, if you're feeding dry food, are you eating dry food? Dry food. Dry food is getting a yes, and legumes are getting a yes. Legumes can be lentils, they can be pea products, they can be chickpeas, navy beans, any kind of lentil. Soybeans or lentils as well. Let me come back over here and see if you've got some answers for me. Oh, she says wet fruit slow. So does he eat any dry food too? Because I'm getting dry legumes, wet friskies. That's okay. So you figured it was food sensitivity. Let's see if we can drill down just a little bit more. Does sugar resonate at this time? I'm getting a yes on some sugar, a sugar source. Does wheat resonate? Do thickeners resonate? Do proteins resonate? Proteins are coming up as a yes as well. So is this plant protein specifically? Is it animal protein? I'm getting a yes for both. Chicken a stressor at this time? I'm getting a yes. Is fish a stressor? No fish types. Is there one type of protein that's a stressor? I'm getting a yes, and it's probably chicken. Leaning toward chicken. So, okay. So that may explain. So she says, I don't want to do dry, but don't have full control of that. So he's probably getting access to it elsewhere then. And that's exacerbating the itching and the hair pull, or the itching, hair pulling, things like that. It's causing a food sensitivity. So if you can at least, I know you don't have full control, but whatever control you do have, see what you can do to try to eliminate as much of the dry food as possible and change the protein. If it's a chicken, try a beef, try a pork, try a turkey, try a rabbit, try something other than chicken and see if that should help. And then let's check one other thing here. So Barney, is there stagnation in the body? I'm getting a big yes on this. And is lymphatic sluggish? Yes. So liver sluggish? Yes. So if you can add something like milk thistle would be great. Would liver defense. There's an animal essentials product called Liver Defense that I have. It's awesome. I think it's dandelion and milk thistle together. That would be good because it supports lymphatic and the liver, but you may still need to add a little bit more milk thistle because it's probably not going to be enough. But if we can support the liver and improve lymphatic function, that will go a long way in helping reduce the toxin load. Are all the body's drainage pathways open at this time? No. So that is part of the problem of why there is so much fur pulling. I'm just going to go on a limb here and ask, does interstitium resonate with him? Yes. So interstitium, that again is that fluid under the skin, and it affects the nerves, and it can drive them crazy. And that's when you see those kind of FHS symptoms. So let me come back over here. Okay, so she says, no, he gets the dry food here, but my older friend thinks that's what cats should eat. Okay, well, maybe you could hide it. Maybe you could like pick it up and, put it away, hide it. Maybe when she's not noticing. That's what I would do. So yeah, do the best you can. I know it's hard. Some people are just, kind of stuck in their ways and don't want to change, and that's unfortunate, but I bet you have tried. Keep trying. I would just say keep trying, do the best you can, support his liver lymphatic system. Um, Diet is foundational to this situation, and then providing that support for the lymphatic and liver, as that can at least provide some benefit. So that's where I would recommend as far as that goes. I know it's hard when you don't have full control over the diet. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any other questions, Angela? I know you mentioned a few of the supplements here. So the steroid shots are just going to, as you know, they just put a Band-Aid on the symptoms. So as much as you can, I mean, they're suppressing the immune response. So, I mean, over time, they can do a lot of damage to the liver, and there you have the liver issue again. So it's not a permanent fix. It's a temporary Band-Aid with its own set of side effects. So, any cat that's getting some kind of steroid shot or heavy drugs like that definitely needs to be doing some detox work on this at the same time, supporting leaky gut or supporting the intestines with products like Ion Gut Support for pets that help reseal the gut, supporting their microbiome with perhaps, not always, but in some cases, cats can benefit from adding some probiotics or S. boulardii, depending on how much the imbalance is there. Is S. boulardii beneficial for him? No. Would a probiotic? Probiotics would do well. And then the Ion Gut Support for pets, that's testing well. Your catalyst is good. The cat calm is not working. Are the steroid shots beneficial? Are they necessary? No. So they're not testing. Obviously, they're not testing well, and it's not getting rid of the problem. Is the Vira-X beneficial for this? No. Is the OxyCat beneficial for this? Yes. So you can continue the OxyCat, continue the Catalyst. Those can be helpful. It's not going to address all of the issues, and it's not going to address the liver and the lymphatic support specifically. Okay. Okay, she says, what is it again? Okay, I'm going to drop I will drop, okay, I'm going to write in here in the comments, liver defense and milk. Let me see, pie, animal essentials, milk thistle, Ion Gut Support for pets. There you go. Okay. All right. Okay, so we are going to move on to our third kitty cat, and this is Wally. So Cindy says Wally is very picky with his food. I know we've had worked on him a while ago. He's a very emotionally sensitive guy. So first of all, we want to find out, are there specific food stressors at this time? Yes. Are these specific proteins? Yes. Is there one protein? Are there two? Are there three? Is there an underlying health condition? No. Sorry, y'all. I'm speaking out loud as I think. These are the kind of questions that I go through when I do an evaluation. Are there emotional blocks to clear? Yes. Are there environmental stressors? Yes. Do specific supplements resonate? No. Is it just foods? Are these foods imprints from emotional stress? Yes. So we need to find the source of the emotional stress. Is this people? Is it pets? Is it people? I didn't let it finish. Yes, it's people. Do you want to come up? Where'd she go? Aiden, come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come on. Come here. Good girl. Come on. Here you go. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Say hello. Say Merry Christmas. She's so cute. Okay, come up here. Say hi. Hang out. So Cindy, let's see here. And I didn't go back and look at his notes from past, so forgive me. Can you remind me? I'm going to scroll up on comments. There were specific, I don't even remember the circumstances, and you certainly don't have to write it all in here, but I think people were coming up. I can't remember if there were pets that were coming up previously for him, but cats, when they have emotional stress, they can imprint onto the food that they're eating at the time, and it's like it records it at the cellular level as bad, and it develops like a block to their taste buds and to their stomach, and the stomach emits the emotion disgust. And so they view the food with disgust and they don't want to eat it. This is not uncommon. It happens all the time. It happens in my household. I have 2 very emotional cats. So they imprint on their food, and I have to clear stuff, to help remove those blocks, remove the blocks from the taste buds, clear the emotions and the source of the stress, whatever it was. And then 5 minutes later, they go and they eat their food. So we have to figure out with Wally what is upsetting him. What is the root source of the upset? I know you had some trouble with, was it digestive system in the past? Does digestive system resonate? No. So is stomach, taste buds, gustatory cortex, are there emotions? Yes. So we just need to figure out the source of the emotion. And so it might be good to do maybe some mind, body, spirit release and see if we can really dig down deep on an emotional level to find out the source of all the emotional stuff, and do some work on that. Let's see if there was anything else besides emotional blocks. Are there environmental toxins of some kind? Are there specific organs that need support? No. Are there glands that need support? Are there systems that need support? No. So that's the best I can help you with at the moment. So find, hi Marilyn, find the source of the emotional stress. Let's deal with the source of the stress, and then clear the blocks that are attached to the food, and that will get you going. So that's my best advice for a little Wally. Okay. All right. Laura Lee, your little boy, Emmett, is next. And I think I briefly saw, I'm going to come over here. Hold on. I think I saw your comment that the test came back. It's not bacterial. It's not a bacterial issue, and it's not viral. Is that correct? I've been buried today. I haven't even had time to look on social media or follow comments or anything. So I apologize. So let me read Emmett's background here. So she says, on October 21st, a vet visit discovered a mass in Emmett's GI tract. An ultrasound confirmed it, and 3 weeks later, Emmett had surgery to get a sample for a biopsy and to hopefully remove the mass. Unfortunately, the mass was wrapped around his intestines in a way that it could not be removed. We received some of his biopsy results back, and they show that he does not have cancer. Praise God, hallelujah. However, they do not know what the mass is, and they are doing a stain to see if it helps tell us what the mass is. It still cannot be removed, and I'm not sure what the next steps will be. He was on a raw diet until this past April. He just stopped. He would still eat freeze-dried though. Okay, so the root cause, let's see if we can narrow down the root cause, and I'll be as what's the word I'm looking for? Precise as I can in a short time. So let's see if we can find, is the root cause of your mass, is it any kind of pathogenic? No. Is it environmental toxin? Okay, so we need to figure out what source is the environmental toxin. Is this a petrochemical? Is it an environmental chemical? Is it from something inside the home? Is it from something outside the home? Remind me where he came from. Was he a feral? And how long have you had him? I'm going to come back over here. I'll give you a second because I know there's a delay. He was born near colony cats. Okay. Was he born outside? And you brought him in when he was, how old do you think? He has been in since a kitten. Okay, good. Okay. So, okay. Thank you for the clarification. Okay, so we need to find the source of the environmental toxin. Does glyphosate resonate with you? And look at that. That's crazy. Yes. So glyphosate, that doesn't surprise me because I see so many glyphosate related intestinal diseases, from lymphoma to masses and all of that. So that was kind of my first thing. Glyphosate is sprayed on, crops. It's sprayed on weeds. Any cat roaming, certain areas of town, neighborhoods that spray, they can come across that. It can get in their food. I know that he's eating a much better diet right now. I'm coming back over here to look at your comments. But if he ever had, he could have gotten exposure from dry food in the past, but I don't remember if he used to eat any dry food or anything with legumes or corn or soy. So I'll wait till you reply. So I want to find the source just to kind of help rule things out and rule things in. Okay, so he did eat dry until last August. Did the dry food have any legumes in it, or soy or corn? I know you've come a long way since then. Stuff like this can take months or even years to develop. So, it could have started a while ago, and then all of a sudden you start to get symptoms. So these kind of things, okay, it was natural, it's grain-free. Then it probably had legumes, because so many times pet food manufacturers will label something as grain-free because they don't want to use corn or wheat or soy. So they'll throw a bunch of legumes in something and call it grain-free, but it's just as high in sugar. And unfortunately, legumes are some of the most highly sprayed crops with glyphosate. They spray them before they harvest them to help dry them out. So, of course, that stuff gets into pet food because it's cheap. No fault of your own. It's just the way they do things. So let's now that we have a little bit more clarity, so glyphosate is the source of the mass in the tummy, so, or the intestines. So with doing some detox protocols, some chemical detox, that's a big yes. That would go a long way. And then Dr. Jody Gruenstern has had some success, anecdotal success, using frankincense oil orally in gel caps. So would frankincense oil orally benefit you? And that's a big yes. So that may be something you can consider trying. We can muscle test to see, like, you can buy those little empty glycer or what are they? Vegetable glycerin capsules or whatever that you can put supplements into and pop them down, depending on how cooperative he is. Some cats don't like being pilled. And you don't want to you don't want to just put drops in his mouth. It's easier just to put the whole capsule in and let it get into his digestive system. So trying frankincense, that tests well for him. And then the ion gut support, healing the gut. We got to remove the inflammation. So I know you're doing the steroids right now, and steroids will be beneficial, yes, for helping reduce the inflammation. You obviously don't want to be on that very long. And Dr. Karen Becker recommends always using the ion gut support if your pet's going to be on a steroid. Again, we want to protect the gut, the intestinal linings. So doing some detox, some chemical detox would really help. Anything we can do to remove toxins out of the body and restore that immune system, that gut. So would medicinal mushrooms be beneficial? Yes. So I would use some reishi is coming to mind. Turkey tail, yes. Reishi or turkey tail would be a good, or a combination of something like that would be really excellent. Espoulardi, no. Probiotics, yes. Ion gut, yes. Liver support. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Glutathione. Go with a glutathione supplement. I've got a couple that I can recommend for you. So if I can send those to you. They're liposomal glutathione products. For people, we just reduce the dose down. But glutathione is the master antioxidant in the body, and it's also excellent for building the immune system and for supporting the liver. So that is what he needs to be on. Let me come over here and see if you have any questions or comments. Oh, oh, good. Okay, so I should have come back over here sooner. Good. You have those capsules. He peels easily. Awesome. Okay, he's on Mushroom Immune. Perfect. I will send you the glutathione links. So does that help get you started? I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let's put a plan together. Let's put a plan together and some protocols and see what we can do to help his body's immune system kickstart the healing process. We just need to give him the right tools and then eventually wean him off the steroids, because that only suppresses the immune system. We want it to heal. We don't want it to be turned off. So yes. Okay. Give your boy a kiss for me. Bless his heart. He's gone through so much. Okay. And so our last kitty tonight is Jessica. Now they're playing. If you hear anything crash in the background, you'll know it's my cats. Okay, so we have the last kitty tonight, and this is sweet little Jessica. And I'm sorry, this is Sissy, entered by Jessica. So Jessica, I know you're here. So Sissy, she's dealing with stress, anxiety, over-grooming, and also has a lump that she's taking to have aspirated on December 5th. And I'm hoping that it's not cancer. Me too. So my gut's telling me it's not, and I'll tell you why. She's over-grooming and anxiety. If it's liver deficiency, well, let's find out. I'll talk as we test. So let's find out, first of all, does interstitium resonate? Yes. Does liver resonate? Yes. So there's those two things. Do toxins? Yes. Does food resonate as a stressor? No. So are there environmental sensitivities? No. So are there environmental toxins? And are there pathogenic? No. So it's nothing pathogenic is coming up. So let's look at any vaccine. And I know you don't over vaccinate, so this might be old stuff. So let's figure it out. So does rabies vaccine? No. Does FVRCP vaccine? Yes. Virus energetics. Distemper energetics. So is this the cause of the overgrooming? Yes. So this is vaccine stuff. The lump under the skin, is this lipoma? This is lipoma. That's what I was thinking. So a fatty lipoma is basically a toxic reservoir dump. When your liver is sluggish and it cannot effectively process out all the toxins and the waste from the blood, they end up going out through the body's largest detox organ, which is the skin. So all of those, if they can't flow out through the normal channels, then they go to the skin and they form these little sacs of fatty fluid, and toxins are stored in fat cells. And so it becomes this toxic dumping ground. And this is more common on dogs, but it's not uncommon to have them on cats. We need to do some work for lymphatic support. We need to open the drainage pathways in the body. So let's find out, are all the drainage pathways open? No, that's pretty strong. So do we need to start with lymphatic support? Yes. Do we need liver support? Yes. Do we need kidney support? No. Do we need digestive support? No. Okay, so those are good. Respiratory support? No. Okay, good. So lymphatic, there's just stagnation. It's toxic buildup. Livers get overworked, and they're like overworked and underpaid. So we need to give them a little love, a little extra attention. Would milk thistle benefit you? Would N-acetylcysteine? Would glutathione? So milk thistle, lymphatic support. There is detoxifier for pets. The detoxifier for pets product that I have by Newton is targeted for opening the drainage pathways of the body. So that's what I would start with milk thistle to get things flowing. And then once that liver is supported, it's like the toxins that are stored in those fat cells, they tend to shrink or go away. So it may go away on its own. So once everything is moving and flowing, they stop overgrooming because there's not too many toxins irritating under the skin. The liver's happy. The lymphatic system is happy. And then we need to detox the FVRCP vaccine. I'm going to come back over here and look at comments. Okay, so let me test. Okay, so I have the Adored Beast anti-vaccinosis. She has a lipoma, but this lump is hard. It could still be just toxins. The new lump is hard. Okay, so different. We're talking two different lumps here. I would still go through okay, so let's test the liver tonic and the Vengeance. Let's test those. So is the Vengeance detox product beneficial? No, it's not testing well. Is the Adored Beast liver tonic beneficial? Yes, that one is working. Is the Adored Beast vaccinosis product working? Yes, that would work. So those two would work. Start with the liver tonic first. Do we need additional support with? No. Okay, so you can just start with the liver tonic. Do we need to add an extra milk thistle? Yes, it doesn't have enough milk thistle, so we're going to have to add a little bit of milk thistle to it. The vengeance is a no. The anti-vaccinosis is good. I would put her on, let's see if there's anything. Do heavy metals need detox? Yes. So with heavy metals in mind, would the Vengeance detox work? Nope. It's her body doesn't want that one for whatever reason. So heavy metal, we can find, I mean, I have a, with a feline gut soothe. Do you have any feline gut soothe by Door Beast? Because that's testing really well. It's got the humic and the fulvic acid in it. So those are, look at that's going crazy. That would be good. Come in over here to look at your comments. So something with fulvic and humic acid would be great. And then would an additional chemical detox be needed? No. Okay, so I would do something with the humic and fulvic acid for heavy metals, with heavy metals resonating. Heavy metals stored in tissues can cause, you know, these kind of issues as well. So again, it's toxin. Just trying to think. Let's go through my mental checklist with you. So probiotics, yes. Probiotics. The Felix's Flora, you probably have that, or I know you've heard of it. That would be great for her. Let me see. Come over here. Okay, good. Yeah, use the Gut Soothe. That will, I would put her on that. You have Felix's Flora. See, I knew you have all these things. So yeah, I think the only thing you need to add is some extra milk thistle. That's what I would start with. And start the liver tonic and milk thistle first. Don't just throw the anti-vaccinosis in right away, because her body is not processing out toxins well enough to handle that yet. So, okay, good. You have milk. You think you do. I would start with liver tonic. For how soon after liver tonic can we add anti-vaccinosis? Do you need more than a week? At least a week. So wait a week. Get her on the liver tonic first, and then start the anti-vaccinosis. Okay? It's just going to make her less miserable. We've got to open the drainage pathways first. So milk thistle, liver tonic, 1 week at least. You're probably going to want to do that whole liver detox lymphatic thing for at least 4 to 5 weeks, twice a day. So yeah, I hope that gives you some answers, and then keep me posted. You know, Laura Lee, that is a good question. I'm sure there is, but I don't know, because I'm not a vet and I'm terrified of needles, and so I don't delve in testing. Blood tests make me want to just vomit and run. So that's a great question to ask your vet. But, you know, when it comes down to glyphosate is just very it's toxic chemicals. So I know that there's probably environmental tests that vets can do. If you know, they have like thousands of tests on their IDEX. What word am I looking for? They have thousands of tests that they can run, but most vets focus on a very small percentage, you know, probably less than 10 are the most common. But I'm sure they can do environmental chemical test and find out specifically, you know, just like we can do environmental chemical test with our blood tests. They can go in and send it off to a lab and tell you everything that's in your blood. So, and they can also test urine for glyphosate and chemicals and things like that. They have actually done a lot of studies and concerning glyphosate that have found the levels of glyphosate in pet urine, specifically cats, is off the chart high. So that just shows you how much exposure they're getting to this kind of toxic chemical out there in the environment, that people aren't aware of because we can't see it. So, okay, so Jessica says Parsley Pet says they can test for glyphosate. So yeah, it's just we just have to find the source. So um okay, and she says, can you recommend a different mushroom therapy? He's on Pet Wellbeing's Mushroom Immune Gold. He hates it. I know that's herbal. We can look at, I mean, there's powder formulas if you think that would work, but you know what? You've got those glycerin capsules. Why don't you put it in the capsule? If he pills easily, put your milk thistle and your mushroom drops all in one little capsule and pop it down his throat. But I would just check the Pet Wellbeing mushroom and see if it has turkey tail, reishi, and there's probably other stuff in there too. But yeah, I would, if he's easy to pill, girl, you got one step ahead of everybody else, because most cats do not let their people pill them. So hats off to you. Okay. That was my last kitty. So does anybody have any other questions about anything we talked about tonight? I hope you learned something. I hope it was informative. Every cat's body is different. It tells a different story. We all have different stressors in our lives, and cats and dogs are the same way. They absorb the energy from their environment. They can take on the stress that we can feel. They can take on the diseases that we get. So just, if I could leave you with anything, just remember that everything is energetic. Everything around us is energetic, and we're all affected by energies around us, and our pets are no different. They're not immune to that. So just a good perspective to keep in mind whenever you're trying to evaluate, what could be going on with your pet or your cat. In this group specifically, is just look at the environment, look at any kind of whatever source of toxin they could be exposed to, and identify that through their food, through their environment. Remove as many of those as you can. And just remember, it's important to do regular quarterly detox for our cats with just simple milk thistle. So pick 3 weeks every quarter and put them on a milk thistle protocol twice a day, and just keep their liver happy, keep their lymphatic system healthy and working well, because that supports the kidneys. And, the two major detox organs are the liver and the kidneys. And in cats, when kidneys, you can't necessarily always reverse kidney disease. You may be able to a degree, but, kidneys are big when it comes to cats. And so we want to keep those organs happy. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions before we wrap up? So Marilyn says, now I need to go deal with the hounds. Okay. Thank you for being here. And you're welcome, Angela. Laura Lee, yeah, I would love to see your vet's face when you introduce the concept of glyphosate from diet, So yeah, things go on. You got to remember, when our cats show up symptomatically with something, just understand there wasn't just a flip of the switch. It didn't just happen overnight. This was probably months in the works, if not years in the making. So things are going on internally inside the body, even though you can't see it until something symptomatically shows up. So that's all I really have to share with you guys tonight. So, okay, Laura Lee says, I wonder if that's what was wrong with him when we thought he had FIP. It's possible. It's certainly possible, because if the exposure had happened, if there was like an acute level of exposure at that time or within that month period or something, then yeah, I mean, it can make them very sick for sure. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Thank you for submitting your kitties to test. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. We do offer the optimal cat health analysis. If you want to deep dive energetically, kind of like I did tonight, but like times 100. And then also the Mind, Body, Spirit Release is a service that deep dives energetically for emotional blocks that are affecting physical stuff. So that's also in our shop.purrrfectlyholistic.com under services. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to send me an email. But have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in January. Happy holidays, and we'll talk soon. Bye, you guys.